Do you think Micah Sin's in the MCU yet?
Well, Mike Murdock technically is.
Then that must surely mean Matt has faced the wrath of the Matador.
But don't forget about Ten Fingers. Now imagine what those bad boys can do. Jesus.
From the look of it, Vanessa defo has.
Oh, and Foggy's wife too, 100%.
Now that is hot.
You hear that sound? That's not heaven. That's the Coquille Tree Frog. Welcome to another episode of the Panel Pals. Today we are talking about Daredevil Born Again, episode 3. Oh god.
What was it called?
What an episode. The hollow of his hand, isn't it?
The hollow of his hand, indeed.
More like the hollow of someone's skull. But it's more of a court drama, this one, which was nice to see.
It was indeed. It was
miss
again,
Foggy though. I miss fucking Foggy.
Yeah, there's definitely something gone.
Yeah.
We can't replace him with Kirsten just yet.
She's barely Kirsten McDuffie. Like, she acts nothing like her.
She's barely in it as well. Like, she had one line, one bit of dialogue.
Wasn't it just like saying, Matt don't, and then he does it?
She had, don't do it, Matt. She had the report from the police as to a testament of White Tiger's character. And I think she had something going on in the office, but she didn't have a lot to do. And I still feel a bit like we probably shouldn't have got rid of characters people knew and liked, Foggy and Karen.
But if you are...
brand new ones doing the same thing.
If you're going to do that, use the right characters. Why do we have Cherry, who, let's be real, in the comic books is nobody?
True.
Use Dakota North. She's friends with Jessica Jones. She's a private investigator. And she was like a prominent figure in the Daredevil comics.
Yeah.
Use Dakota North.
Instead of
Where's
mixing
Becky?
and matching, creating. Becky,
Wheelchair,
wheelchair
yeah.
Becky. Dude.
She's like really important, like throughout Frank Miller, throughout Bendis. No Becky, no Dakota North.
That issue where Becky thinks it was the Gladiator who attacked her.
Yeah. And it was
That's
that weird Spider-Man
one,
3 Apocalypse gang.
Yeah, that was, yeah. Why did they
Is
never
that a
bring that
reference?
concept? That's a bot. No, I get the reference, don't you worry. That's
No,
the
but like,
dude
do
with
you think
Spidey.
that was a reference in the game? like
Maybe. Well, the guy's like, the apocalypse is here, and you're looking around like, well, there's no mutants in the game, so how's apocalypse here? Then the guy's who Spidey says, you wouldn't know power if it kicked you in the ass. And I was like, oh my god, Spider-Man swore. Everyone.
in The Imperfect, she's like, no, we call that a good old-fashioned ass kick.
Jesus Christ. The friggin' Imperfects, mate. Why
Is it
are
the
they
most,
in
like-
comics?
Mate, he had, like, if Tobey Maguire had a rough voice, that was that Spider-Man voice actor.
That
Good
was
old
a bit
Websley
like,
and ass kicking.
it's just weird to hear him say ass, but
Or you got,
Spidey's had some
holy
great
shit!
video game voices, mate. Tom Holland, Spider-Man with the black suit just going off on one day.
Shit! Take that!
I'm gonna kill you!
Did you see Charlie
fucking
Cox
dead,
do his
Shocker.
impression?
No.
He's like,
Tom
he got-
Holland.
yeah, because they're doing like him and D'Onofrio were
it's-
playing a game where they do impressions, and you got Tom Holland, and he's like, "Oh no, it's really nice to be here. I'm really happy to be here. Everyone's so nice." And I was like, "No way,
Get rinsed dead.
we're the real Flash Thompsons, not that fraud." Mate, when he had that book called Flashpoint, I think I zoned out of No Way Home.
You know
Flash
what, mate?
Thompson would never even write a fucking book.
Oh, I know. Absolute joke. Well, all of
Doesn't know how to
MCU
write.
Spider-Man's dog shit. Like we've discussed, this Daredevil show is my final hurrah for the MCU. This is its last chance to be good.
And how do
And
you
then I'm
feel so
gone.
far?
So far, I have actually been enjoying it, but that might just be because I'm so starved for good superhero content
It's
right
either
now.
this or Miss Marvel, mate. Take your pick.
Yeah, Daredevil all the way to...
There's not much choice anymore. Oh, Miss Marvel's gonna be in this, or her dad is, at
Her
least.
dad's going to be in it at some point, yeah, which makes it a bit weird. Like, why him of all people? He doesn't even live in New York. Never mind a key part of Daredevil's life.
It's incredible how that one character is shoehorned into every single thing Marvel does now.
They are
We
trying
gotta-
to make it like the next Spider-Man Andy, but it's
If
not
they
really
if
working.
they go with the retcon, we have to do an episode talking about the major retcon of X-Men if they fully go through with it.
Mate, it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Could you
And I
imagine if they
read
did that
Trouble.
with Daredevil? But like Miss
Like,
Marvel was like,
You put it back in like Blind Spot. It was actually Blind Spot's actually cool, wouldn't I? That, like, but Blind Spot's like put back in all the classic issues during the Frank Miller Bullseye showdown when Elektra dies. Blind Spot was there. You could even say he was just invisible.
Blind Spot was Elektra. So Matt paralyzes Bullseye over Blind Spot.
During Guardian Devil, Blind Spot saves the kid when he chucks it out the window.
Matt snaps his ankle when he thinks that like Blind Spot's against him. I want to see a crash out like that from Charlie Cox's Daredevil. Granted, he was like under the influence of Mysterio shit,
Mysterio.
but I want to see Charlie Cox like have a full out, like crash out moment where he just
fucking
yeah, like he
nuts.
doesn't give a fuck if Black Widow is right in front of him. He's gonna like break her leg. Because he can so pull that off. Because he almost like has those moments where he like he crashes
episode 2
out.
ended with like a fucking him going nuts, didn't it?
Yeah, I love that.
Beat the shit
People,
out the cops.
I never understood. People were like complaining about the camera work in that, but I feel like people are complaining for no reason. They're like, "Oh,
it
it's
was fine,
hard to
mate.
follow." I'm like, "No, it wasn't. I followed it perfectly."
Maybe for Matt Murdock it's hard to follow, you know, if you're
Yeah.
fucking blind.
You think like in this show we're gonna get a bomb reference where he has to like try to cut the right wire?
The red one, Daredevil. Oh, shit.
Muse leaves a bomb. It's like those fake ones he has lying around for some reason. Just like
It's
scare
a paint
Daredevil a
bomb,
bit. Yeah.
but he doesn't know it's paint, and then when it blows, it just covers him. Then you get the
That's-
yellow suit.
That could have been like the origin of his Shadowland suit where it's just all black.
It's just covered in Muse's paint. We've not had a
I
lot
wish
of
we saw Muse
developments on the
today,
Muse
in
front.
this episode.
That's just what I was going to say, dude. We've not had not even a reference to him.
His paintings have been around, but that's it. We don't really. You don't see him in this episode, but you see one of his paintings.
I hope we get that I am not a crook reference.
I want. I don't know if I want that scene where the people try to get a selfie with him, because how dense do you have to be to go up to a known serial killer and go, "Can I get a selfie?"
Literally, mate. Like, hey, look, it's Cletus Cassidy. Get the phone.
I love how he does like take the photo though, and then if I remember correctly, immediately
Yeah.
tries to like kill them 2 seconds later.
Yeah, he goes mega creepy 2 seconds. But we've had no Muse this time. It was mostly all in the court.
And it was a nice change of pace.
Yeah, I reckon
Considering they never
overall,
focus on it.
when we've had the whole series and we're watching it just through casually, it'll be a nice little break in pace because there's no action. I don't think anyone got punched really in this episode, did they? One guy got shot. Or 2 guys got shot.
It's annoying how Disney always does the weekly release, where Netflix was just like, here's the whole
With a
season.
scene, yeah, right.
Go
Netflix
nuts.
were making like 8-hour-long movies, really,
Yeah.
and just cutting them in half.
Yeah, like just go wild. Disney's more like go away week after week, certain
It's
time.
just Disney subscriptions, mate. I think you can get a free month, so that's 4 episodes. So you then have to pay for the remaining 5 episodes.
Mate, in 2 weeks we're lucky because we'll get 2 episodes at the same time.
Oh yeah, 4.
Because they're the shortest
ones.
ones. 5 and 6.
Oh, is that why? That's a cop out. I thought I was getting a little Daredevil
I'm pretty sure one of them is like actually pretty short. So I'm hoping that the short one has action. I'll take a short episode, just make it like at least just action packed.
Because he needs to put the suit on next episode, doesn't he? Really, either to avenge what went down here.
That he's gonna put it on, episode like at the start of episode 5. So we'll have episode 5 and 6 to watch back to back when he finally becomes Daredevil again.
Yeah, when he is born once more.
But do you feel like, I was thinking in my head that next episode he's gonna go to Frank and he's like, "Hey, why did you kill White Tiger?" And then Frank's like, "What red? What?
Let me ask you, Daredevil." Scrubs his head like a lunatic.
So it's like, I bet he's gonna like Frank becomes his bully.
Frank Thompson.
So like, I feel like Frank's gonna snap him out of the next episode.
I wouldn't want to fight me either, bit.
And then it's gonna tease at the very end, like maybe that shot in the trailer where you see all these helmets.
Ooh.
And then the next episode after that's gonna be like, oh, he's back in the suit.
I was hoping they would do. No? What were you? Nice.
Well, he's sort of covered up because they're filming season 2.
Nice.
But if you look closely, I think he might be wearing the black and red Shadowland suit.
What if he's coming up because Daredevil like loses a leg at the end of the season? They don't want to spoil it.
Well, but if he like does that whole like eye thing in Zdarsky's run, where he carves out his own eyes.
Yeah.
And then he's just like to Elektra, "I can finally see now." And even Elektra was like, "Matt, you fucking weirdo."
You're insane, mate.
I do love though how he freaked out the Stormwinds with that shit.
Yeah. He was fucking cool. I was just about to mention Zdarsky's run. Because I was going to say, that's what I was hoping he would do with Frank. Like, he finds out how Daredevil willingly pushed Bullseye off that building. And then he kind of like kidnaps him and he's like, "Right, me and you are the same now. None of that moral shit. Let's get to punish him, best buddy."
He rents out like, what's that, Rush Hour 1, 2, and 3 just so they can binge watch it together. He's like,
yeah.
Okay, right,
Red.
We got homework to do, Red.
He puts on the audio description.
He does like that one scene with Echo in the comics where Matt says what he hears and Echo says what she sees. Yes, like he's doing that with Frank, where he's like, "Okay, so I hear this," and then Frank like, "Okay, so Jackie Chan just did this shit."
So it's like, "Will you two shut up?" And just say,
That's microchip. Franka. It's a Frank gun.
It's a Frank.
It shoot Frank. So,
but it seems he's going to go find Punisher, and they're going to be like, "How's Matt going to find out?" Because no one witnessed White Tiger's execution. No one, unless it kicks off the. Oh, mate! I'll tell you what I want to wrap it. There you go. You ready?
You are.
Next episode opens with Tom Holland's Spider-Man getting fucking blown away by fucking dudes in a Punisher jumper. Right.
And it makes way for the best Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
Oh, well, speaking of, now that you've said the name, dude, yes, there is in this episode the mention of an Officer Morales, but that is not a reference to Miles Morales, because Officer Morales was in the Netflix show as well.
Yeah, I feel like people were just so easy to jump the gun on that.
It's a common name, mate. It's a fucking common name.
And considering they've shown that this New York is like incredibly diverse, you know, there's just not just going to be one Morales running around the streets of New York.
I remember years ago, literally when like season 1 came out on Netflix, there was some dickhead on Reddit saying like, "Did you catch the reference to Miles Morales in the new Daredevil show?" And I was like, "It's just a fucking name, dude. It's not a reference."
The real references are stuff like the Masked Marauder in season 1 and
yeah,
Mike
Mr. Farnham
Murdock
will be
in
well
season
paid,
1.
and you're like, exactly. Or Gladiator's shirt and Stiltman's legs in the background made their references we need.
Why on earth was Stiltman's legs like actually comic accurate for? Like, what was the point of that?
What if the MCU does have a Stiltman? He's just super successful and he's never been stopped.
So they don't even bother.
He went in, he did his crimes, and he got out, and he's the most like fucking successful super criminal. But he was so good, no one knows of him.
Who would you cast to play Stiltman?
Jason Statham.
Wait, Roger. I have my pick if he was an older Stiltman.
Go ahead,
let me just Jason. Oh, fucking yeah! No, sorry, the name didn't register.
You're the fucking tough guy, mate.
Yeah, I remember that prison football movie where he plays as the keeper or some shit, fucking wrecks everyone. If I was picking an older Stiltman, I'd get Roger Bumpus to play him. The fucking Squidward voice actor.
Oh fuck yeah! Oh mate, he's perfect. That is Wilbur Day to a T.
Did you imagine his voice? Drat Daredevil.
Right. Not so fast, Daredevil.
You've caught me again. It's fucking perfect, mate.
My shrink gun. He sets it to Wumbo.
Yeah. I Wumbo, you Wumbo. Me. Wumbo.
You made one grave mistake, Stiltman. You set your shrink way to Wumbo. Nah.
It'd be so perfect, man. He's even got that face, I feel like.
That's a fucking boss run. Stillman was old as fuck in Zdarsky's run, wasn't he? The first time you see him, he's dead sinister and he's more like Dr. Octopus with his legs. But then when you see him later, he's dead fucking old and he's like, "Yep, that was me, the Stiltman."
Mate, he saves Matt twice in the Zdarsky run.
He does, it's fucking boss.
The second time was
said it before. That should have just been the final Daredevil story. The fuck, he takes down a dragon with a stilt. For fuck's sake, Stillman's the man.
I had someone send in an angry comment on my Daredevil video because I mentioned, I said something like, you know, it sucks because Zdarsky gave like a perfect ending, and he wrote a full-on paragraph saying so you surely expected the book to end there? And I'm like, okay, fucking relax.
Didn't expect it. Fucking wanted it to, though.
Yeah, it should have.
Yeah.
Obviously it's not, but I was just pointing out the fact that it was a good ending spot that, you know, would have worked. Must mean that you hate this. And oh, fuck off.
Well, the current Daredevil, they fucking hate it. Dog shit.
Solid dynamite. Well, what are you doing this time? I got inductory rights or inductory rights. Corporate wants
Was he the one who...
difference between the two pictures. There is no difference.
So, dude, who's your favorite White Tiger villain?
Probably the Justice System. Who is he for? I remember in
Light Master.
Oh god.
Lightmaster exposed him.
The
Could have someone.
ESU, the teachers.
Gideon
Because
Mace.
you just know they would have been like he had to get those essays on time and be the White Tiger. That's the best I got. I only know him from the Spectacular Spider-Man comics, and all he did was go to Peter's school.
Yeah. I've got up here. I've
he was
typed
in
in
those
White
cool
Tiger
magazines?
villains. White Tiger, mate. You type in White Tiger villains, and only fucking Spider-Man villains come up. We've got Gideon Mace. Fair play. Who the fuck is that? Randy Vale,
Blackbird,
aka
Backdrop.
Darty. And the other ones that come up when you type in White Tiger villains is Carrion, Dr. Otto Octavius, you know, that famous White Tiger villain, Dr. Otto Octavius, Lightmaster, and the fucking masked Marauder.
Mate,
Four of
White
these
Tiger
six.
enemies, and one of them is Blackbird, who is a detective who is real tough around the edges. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's an enemy to it.
I remember Blackbird too. I remember that issue. Backdrop the Leaper.
Oh, no way.
Darta.
Yeah, Darty.
Electro. Fancy Dan. What a legend.
Oh,
Food
mate.
Man
Fancy Dan the ladies, man.
Oh my.
Patrick, but Blackheath Blob. Mate, it's doing nothing where it just says everyone he's ever fought. Fucking Blob. How did X-Men Origins Wolverine get the rights to
It's
White
like-
Tiger's greatest
It's like
villain?
saying fucking Pyro and the Blubber Daredevil villains from that one issue where he went to that town.
Daredevil punches Venom once. That makes him one of his most notorious enemies. Foolish dude.
Oh, that was what were the oh yeah, that reminds me.
Man
I
the
was
Beast.
a bit upset how with this show they did the district attorney to be like a lawyer, a prosecutor who is a douchebag.
Yeah,
where-
Hawkbag.
Yeah,
The
but like
Hawk.
in the comics, I mean, it can't be a coincidence that this show has the Hawk and the comics has Mr. Rizzy. There's no way that is not a coincidence.
Mr. Riz. The Rizzler.
But like they should have used oh fuck, what was his name? He was a lawyer. And he was in the
The
White Tiger
skeevy
trial
one.
in the comics.
Oh, dude. I know Unte, who tried to represent Daredevil when that guy tried to sue Daredevil.
Remember the fake Daredevil burst through?
Yeah, and then another fake Daredevil burst in. But Matt Murdock was there. Spider-Man was there just as Daredevil.
Even
And then
Daredevil was like, what the fuck is happening?
Yes! Got out to that one. And it was the
I remember
Ringmaster.
the name.
Well, people-
Delacourt.
Good.
Delacourt was the
Delacourt.
lawyer's name. He's a fucking piece of shit. They should have used Delacourt, but they didn't. Because it actually makes sense. You get a lawyer that hates vigilantes with a passion.
Yeah. Did you know the guy who played White Tiger in this is dead?
Yeah, I saw it. It was sad. He died of cancer.
Jeez. Oh.
I mean, I thought like the way they talked about it was like, oh, fuck. I guess we're not going to see his character anymore. And then I watched the episode. I'm like, oh, we're okay. But like to be fair to him, I thought he was like the standout of the episode.
Yeah, it was pretty good, wasn't he?
Yeah, like his performance was good.
Something similar happened to someone in Moon Knight. It was the Midnight Man, I think, where the actor fucking died.
What a waste, mate! What a fucking waste! I couldn't believe he got thrown with a spear, and he rides off into the distance on the horse, and then you don't see him. Is it like that's meant to be the Midnight Man?
Yeah, that's the day.
It's fucking bullshit. It's so stupid. But out of episodes 1, 2, and 3, how are you feeling, mate? What are your deep thoughts into them?
Right. So, Let me slow down and think about my answer here for 30 seconds. I reckon so far, my favourite part overall is probably at the end of episode 2 where Matt goes fucking nuts. He's had he's not been Daredevil for a year, but now he's been thrust back into that vigilante lifestyle by these scumbag policemen, mate. Beats the shit out of them, and that gets referenced in this one too when you see one of the officers again, and he's like, "So you're a blind guy who can fight?" And he's like, "Well, don't know what you're talking about, mate. I'm blind." I did enjoy the opening, except for Foggy dying, obviously, which wound me up a bit. I quite enjoyed the Bullseye fight at the start. Give me flashbacks to the good old Netflix days, like where in season 2, where Daredevil's trying to get the Punisher's unconscious body away from the bikers, and it's all that one long take of him beating an entire gang of bikers on his own. Sick dude. Episode 3 was very courtroom drama-y, but I think it got handled well, and it is an interesting idea. Like, what would the legal system look like in a world with these more than human men?
I also think you raise a good point with the cop.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was really fucking funny when Matt says, like, I hear you got a black eye. You know, they say in boxing, the cure for a black eye is fast hands. And then even the judge was like, oh, come on, Murdock.
Yeah. Just rinses him in front of the jury.
I love when Matt's like a bit of a prick.
Like, this episode was loads of that, mate, where he goes like, "So language can be funny. Are you saying specifically that it was just you two?" He goes, "Yes, it was just us two, Christ." And he goes, "That's what I thought you said." Next witness.
Or like,
He wound me up. Torres, the little dick.
Matt,
It was all going according to plan as well.
Yeah. So you're telling me he felt like the fucking pressure of all the police?
Right at the end, he got him all the way there.
Mate, Cherry got him coke. Where's the thank you?
Like, the whole threat of getting him into court, it was all over. All he had to do, he couldn't have been safer at that point. It was just that the police were looking at him, and he bottles it and lies, screwing over Hector.
You know, even if he told the truth, he couldn't even really be a target for the police, considering it just meant, no, you guys did fuck up. It's like...
Yeah, and it'd be too late anyway by that point, because he would have been in protective custody, because they would have known that the police were looking for him to do him in. The court would have just go, right, off you go. They'd have looked after him. He was safe as it could have got, and he still fucked it up.
Mate, the fact that he won that case was insane.
Yeah, mate.
Considering when you look at it from like evidence point of view, he has no leg to stand on. Like, they're judging it based off his character. Cut. Yeah, but it's like, if you look at like what's presented, the key witness said, "I was never there." Like, that's not a good look in court.
Yeah.
For the guy that's meant to like actually save, like, that's, if he lied, which he did, that should have broken the entire case completely.
Yeah, because then it's literally just what the police say against what Hector says. And they're going to believe the police, aren't they?
And so, he had a few good police reports. It was nice they included that, at least.
Yeah, showing that it's not every policeman.
Yeah, when you brought that up to me, like, yeah, that's a fair point. Because I was worried that they would have just done that.
Yeah, you expect it nowadays, don't you? Like, everything in media is just, you don't trust the police because they're just as bad.
It's like, it's not like it's in the 60s comics where they're just incompetent.
Except for the Death's Head issue where, like, they save Daredevil from the horse and they go, "Hey,
could you imagine?
It's that costumed adventurer Daredevil." And it was like, wow, if this was New York, they'd have just shot you.
Could you imagine a what if of, like, if Daredevil just got shot?
He just dies in blooming rural, wherever the hell they were, the spooky Fagan's Corners.
That's where the story ends. I just don't know if I like the actual Punisher corrupt cop storyline. I just think all round, even if they do balance it, it's just a shit story to jump to.
Yeah. We barely
Plus-
had any Punisher and we're already diving into that.
That's what I was gonna say. Like this Punisher, like a lot of the characters, hasn't earned these sort of stories. Like these stories, like say if you wanted to do the corrupt one, it's built off him being the Punisher for years on end, killing endless amount of mobsters and villains. But this
Yeah, we're
Punisher,
getting
like
down
what?
to business.
He appears like for a bit in Daredevil season 2, and then at the start of Punisher he quits. Takes forever to come back. He's the Punisher a bit, and then in this show he quits. So it's like, who are you idolizing? This guy is barely the Punisher.
Yeah, he was a vigilante for like a week. And now, literally 10 years later, because season 1's in like 2015. And apparently, according to this Wikipedia, this is now in 2027. According to the Wikipedia that I'm on here. Yeah. According to this Wikipedia, dude, the Officer Shanahan getting pushed in front of the train by White Tiger was New Year's Eve 2026.
Well, season 1 took place after Avengers 1.
Yeah. I always thought it took place when it come out, so it would have been 2015.
If the way they were talking about it, like,
That's
made
it.
it seem so recent. When did
That's
Age
why
of
Hell's
Ultron
Kitchen's a
come out?
shithole again, isn't it? That was 2015. I think
because
release-wise, it was Daredevil, then Age of Ultron.
because the way they talk is like it's only first Avengers, and it's like very recent. You know, the way those guys in capes.
Yeah. One guy took us down. Did he have a magic hammer?
You mean Aluminium Man and Hammer Boy?
Legally distinct. Patriot, Captain Patriot.
You mean Green Meanie?
How about Green Meanie?
Mate, sometimes over the Netflix show, you'd think they'd have to dodge their own like their own rights they own with the way they treat some of the characters. Like, do you guys actually own the Gladiator or the L or fucking even Purple Man?
You've got the rights to Melvin Potter, but not to the Gladiator.
It's like is Disney allowed to say Spider Sense or does Sony own that word?
True, because they just call it Peter Tingle, don't
it's
they?
Fucking
so
shit, mate.
It's awful. It's got awful. But
just
even
say like my
no one's he shouldn't be saying anything. Why is he telling the enemy that he's got a danger sense? He should just be like opening his eyes wide for an instant to like show us, oh shit, that's the spider sense.
I think mate when mate threw a banana at his face. I thought it was your Tingle. Please don't call it Tingle, mate. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Oh,
it's Disney
level. I'm on the Wikipedia for the Punisher here, the Marvel Cinematic Universe wiki, and it says one of his aliases was the Whirlwind. When did Frank try and molest the Wasp? That was Whirlwind's whole character. Was he so randy for the Wasp?
Remember in that Spider-Man issue where they're like, when Aunt Anna is saying like how Whirlwind is just misunderstood and
so
didn't
lovely.
have the same opportunities as Peter did. It's like, yes, the orphan and the kid who had his uncle shot and the kid who was severely bullied and the one who was struggling to grow up with money. And it's like, get the fuck
She basically goes, be nice to him, he's a mutant.
I know a student viewer of mine
filthy
who wouldn't be happy with that. But
I was reading an Avengers issue the other day. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I think it was 222 or something. Egghead had assembled his own Masters of Evil, including like he had the Scorpion, he had Whirlwind, and he had Tiger Shark. And Whirlwind fucks up the whole operation because while they're waiting for night to fall so they can break into a pharmacy, he goes and tries to kidnap the wasp so he can touch her up.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Keep
Extremely.
this man locked up to like just
He's a deviant,
throw away
but
the
he's best
fucking
friends with
key.
Aunt Anna. He's best mates with Aunt Anna while the Scorpion antagonizes Aunt May in hospital.
Mate, fucking Egghead goes up to like this core group of team and he goes, I'm putting together a team of remarkable people. And you got Whirlwind, you got Blob, you got Skip Westcott, you got fucking
Putting together a team of remarkable molesters.
but with the we're talking about the Peter Tingle.
Yeah.
This is how it sounds like in my head. So okay, pretend I'll do like a thud sound, and that's May throwing the banana at his head.
Right.
Oh,
literally, dude.
What the hell, May? I thought your Tingle would have sensed it. Please don't call it my Tingle, May.
It's so fucking bad, mate.
That's it's Disney Spider-Man in a nutshell.
This is how we introduce Mysterio to the masses through this.
When that who was that Asian guy who walks in on Peter getting changed?
Oh, I don't even remember. He was just some fucking random in high school.
Oh, well, Peter. Please don't show anyone. I'm showing MJ. Just for the mate, we should make a director's cut where we put the laugh track on for every single joke.
Every shit Disney joke, mate.
When Quentin Beck says, "Get this stupid thing off me," the whole laugh track starts blasting.
And the audience,
Yeah, when he's like crying in the plane about not being the next Iron Man. And then as soon as AC/DC plays in the background, the audience goes, ooh.
And it's always the exact same laughs, the exact same cheers. How else will we know when to laugh at the Big Bang Theory without the laugh track?
Bazinga. Who do you think Sadie Sink is playing? In Spider-Man
the new
4?
Spider-Man mate.
Uncle Ben.
I've seen people talking about Gwen, which will make this the second time a redhead has been cast as Gwen.
Third? Because even Emma Stone, I think, was like brunette redhead.
Yeah, true.
People say Firestar, but I really don't want it to be Firestar.
No, mate, we're not doing Amazing Friends.
Yeah, like I saw like this one guy get angry on Twitter going like, hello, Firestar? Like, why is no one saying this? Like it's some big fucking common knowledge thing that Firestar had
like she matters in any way.
Yeah, like I don't even think she appeared in any of the main titles. Maybe once.
No, mate, she was over in X-Men because she was one of Emma Frost's Hellions.
It's so shit, mate. It is so shit.
It's
just make her Mary
Shit.
Jane. Like, it's not too late to backpedal, I feel like.
Yeah, well, get rid of Zendaya, please. We can pretend that never happened.
People were saying, like, they're making the point of he wouldn't date someone with the same, like,
I saw that MJ. Yeah.
And it's like,
I don't think he cared.
It's Mary Jane, Michelle Jones. When you say like that, it doesn't sound the same at all.
And it would be Mary Jane Watson, wouldn't it?
But Michelle Jones Watson was her full name as well. Which
Christ,
what the fuck are they doing with that?
So stupid, dude.
Well, but if that's like, oh my god, what if Michelle Jones is the new daughter of MJ's dad when he leaves?
Ooh.
Because they say that her parents aren't there for her. So like,
You never see any of her family at all, do you, through the whole thing?
I think they cut out a scene which would show that like her mother and father don't give a shit. I'm
I don't
so
give a
glad
shit.
that they cut out a scene that would have at the very least given some depth to the shit character. But instead we get jokes and we get them in the final fight. So that's great.
True, mate. Well, they were foolish on that. Didn't they cut out the Manfredi family crime takedown as well?
Yeah, yeah. Let's just cut out the one part where he's
Manfredi's
like being Spider-Man.
the one Spider-Man part, dude. I'm fuming. I know I said this to you the other day, but there's something weird. We've had now. So if Daredevil come out in 2015, it's now been 10 years since we got Wilson Fisk in the MCU. Civil War come out 1 year later. So now it's been 9 years where we've had Spider-Man and the Kingpin both in the same universe, and they've never met.
It's hard because like Sony's such a dog with the rights. So like
They are big heads. I was very surprised they got to reference Spider. I know they didn't say Spider-Man.
Considering
When
he's not
episode
even
2
allowed to
mentioning,
show up
Yeah.
in like live action shows.
I was very surprised they even said man in spider costume. Who wants the rights to
it's-
Webman?
It's the 2015 one all over again, that show. Ever since that man with the web showed up. Oh, I could just say man spider. What about that
Oh,
man?
mate, piece of piss. And then when they actually, Tom Holland gets cast as like Parker Peters, and he's just going through the man spider mutation every time we happen to see him, but it's still a Spidey Daredevil team up.
He gets casted as Peter Palmer from that one issue where Stan fucked up.
Yeah, mate, the Doc Ock issue. And instead of the hyphen, he's just Spider-Man. The Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yes, they always say his name fast.
We've cracked it.
Yeah,
That's it.
they should hire us, mate. We've given them
Ever since Aunt April died, we've been
Uncle Dollar Bill he was such an integral part to Spider-Man's Spider-Man origin story.
ever since the mean goblin grew a 10.
We can finally use Green Meanie.
It's been prophesized, mate.
Do you think we can like call Doc Ock Doctor Strange finally now?
It's pretty good. It's Satan.
Wait, so is there
What
like
did
an
Invincible call him?
unconfirmed Doctor Strange?
Prof Ock. There must be, mate. He must be like some fortune teller on Bleecker Street in the Raimi movies.
You know,
Have you seen that in Invincible, where in the cartoon where they had basically Spider-Man, but they had to change him to Agent Spider,
yeah.
and he fought
It's-
Prof Ock.
Josh Keaton voice acted it.
Oh, mate, he's so on the fringe of coming back, but we're never going to get him back because the world's cruel.
No, we have him as Richard Parker now.
Ooh.
Aren't we lucky?
Well, next time we need Electro to show up.
Mate, having Spidey voice actor, the best, like, at least top two voice act, Norman Osborn, Electro, and Richard Parker instead of Spider-Man has got to be a crime.
It's mad. I do genuinely think Josh has said to like his agent, if anything Spider-Man comes along, just say yes. Because he must really want to come back as well. Which is what makes it super stupid, because I want him back as well. But Marvel just won't. They'll give it. I couldn't even name the dude who voiced him in Friendly Neighborhood.
No, I don't. To be honest, like, I hate his voice. So I just, like, I don't want anything to do with him in my mind. I
Yeah,
couldn't
very
stand...
like.
Yeah, it's Tom Holland in a nutshell.
What villain do you want to see before the end of this season? Then, if you could pick one super villain other than Muse to make an appearance for an episode, you know, like how She-Hulk was shit, but the Daredevil episode had him fight Leapfrog.
Yeah.
If you could have a self-contained episode about Daredevil getting back into practice, and he gets a new villain to like get him back up to scratch, who would you have him take down?
I'm going to pull a deep reference out of the archive. Because I think that this show, like, season 1 did a decent job, but that's it with Turk. Because he's not really, like, he's a joke, but he's not like the joke he was in the comics.
He was unrepentant in season 1, dude. Like, the first thing you see him doing is human fucking trafficking. That's a bit of a step up to just mugging.
Like, Daredevil would easily beat him in a fight, but I just wish that there was more, like, Daredevil would almost sometimes take it easy on him, and they would even have, like, laughs, or he would be laughing at him.
Yeah, because he needs him. He's his informant, isn't he?
Yeah.
Because he knows he'll crumble.
But what I would do is, to get him back in the swing of things, as a deep reference to one comic, Matt's, like, say, in his office, and he hears, like, a massive thud. Like, and he's like, what the fuck is that? He looks, he can't look. He senses, he senses out the window. He's like, huh, that must be Turk. But why is he so tall? And then Kirsten goes, it's some sort of stilt man. And then Turk is walking the streets
Turk was stilt man, dude.
A stilt man. And then so Daredevil goes to stop him, and he's like, I stole these off Wilbur Day. That fucking loser. And then Daredevil just, like, ropes his legs together and he just falls off.
That happened loads in the comics. Ted kept getting upgrades, didn't he? Daredevil kept fucking knocking him right back down.
Because I think he, like, he might have tripped over himself, I think. I remember just Turk being a complete moron.
Yeah.
The Stiltman outfit.
Yeah.
And I feel like he was trying to impress a girl for some reason. I can't remember exactly. But I'd have, like, Turk come back as Stiltman just for an episode. And then, like, Wilbur Day gets the suit back.
I was going to say, what if halfway through, like, another Stiltman shows up and it's Wilbur? And he's like, give me back my experimental technology.
Yeah, like, Turk has the shrink ray.
Mate, there's a Stiltman showdown in the streets.
And then Matt starts doing that pose on issue 5 from the Matador where he's, like, got his hands over his ears.
Yeah.
You got fucking Wilson Fisk eating popcorn, watching it all unfold.
Just watch.
New Wesley. Fake bullet.
Yeah. Cashman, whatever the fuck.
Why do they do that for? It's not bullets.
They've done it so much. It's not bullets. They take names from the comics and nothing else.
Why is he slim and British? Why does he not have a beard, and, like, why isn't his hair receding? Why isn't he big? Why isn't he, like, super American? Why doesn't he believe in nuclear fallout and his son's gonna get radioactive waste on him thanks to... Why? But who would you have? My pick is Turk from Turk is Stillman.
Right, so I think we need to speed run the death of Gene the Wolf.
You're gonna have Sin Eater come through.
Sin Eater. That dude in the trailer I thought was Sin Eater. I think that's next episode, actually, where there's, like, dudes in coloured masks with shotguns. One of them holds the gun up to Matt. I thought initially, oh my god, it's Sin Eater. But now,
Mate,
I'd probably
that guy's gonna cop it with his fucking leg.
Oh, mate, he's fucked. I'd probably do, like, who is that? I wouldn't do Gladiator because I think maybe in season 2 they should have an episode of Matt like finding out Melvin's gone nuts again and he's geared up finally as the Gladiator.
You hear Muse is in season 2?
Is he? So he's not getting fucked up here.
I mean, I feel like I just hope they don't kill him and he's just reoccurring.
I'd do Jester actually, you know.
Oh, yeah.
He's all about like spreading bullshit, isn't he? Like when he faked his death and blamed Daredevil.
So like
So
maybe he'd claim Daredevil's he's the reason Daredevil quit.
Yeah.
And Matt's like, what the
or like
fuck?
he's pretending to be a vigilante himself, but he's actually taking the money because he's all about this disinformation shit, dude. And like Daredevil exposes him for making other vigilantes look bad, and then you can reveal at the end he was working for Fisk to make vigilantes look bad.
Have him hopping around the fucking the streets again. You have been served.
Have him like give him like yo-yo weapons and shit. Just goofy stuff.
That little like those hand clappers.
Yeah.
But they're really loud. So like they disarm Daredevil. Stand back, Daredevil.
Start it. Does the Matador pose, mate? Episode
Would you
opens,
have the Matador?
Bank. Maybe in like a montage when when Matt is back at it. So you have a montage of him just like beating the shit out of a bunch of low levels. Like you just see him take down Mike Sin on like a 3-frame thing. Yeah. That's
so you have like a second to acknowledge that Kingpin also teamed up. And then he's like, we'll never speak about this again.
He's got like blood on his fist. He's like, what a shit story this was. Just walk off. Dude, open up. Episode opens. Yeah, fade in. Fade in on the bank. Someone's getting money out of like the bank. Suddenly a little toy RC car drives in through the door. Everyone's like, watch this. Fucking thing explodes, mate. It's the Jester. You should do that
what
thing.
What costume would you have?
Classic, mate. The full Harlequin looking jangly. I want bells on his mask and everything. That would throw Daredevil off. If the Matador's cape swooshing is enough to put Matt off. The jingle
his bells.
The too loud. And he could do that where he's like, I'm not robbing you, but I would highly suggest you put that money in this bag.
I went to Daredevil and was like, well, he technically didn't rob anyone. They actually willingly put money in the bag.
He literally states on the video that he's not robbing them. He just suggests putting the money in the bag.
It's actually so smart.
Yeah, mate. I'm hoping that's who Matthew Lillard is in season 2.
Have him jumping around might be a bit difficult, but it would work really well. I was like, what about Mr. Fear? If Matthew Lillard was Mr. Fear,
I want him for like the full season villain, mate.
Mate, he actually is a big time player in Daredevil comics.
He's fucking cool, dude.
Some
of the shit he's done.
Angel Page.
Yeah, the Page Angel, yeah, mate, with the sends it to prison.
He almost did it. I remember reading that. I'm like, they're fucked. There's no way they're gonna get out of this one. Oh, mate, you also reminded me with like the electric car, and then it reminded me of the electric dolls. So what if Deathstalker appears for like an episode, and then in another one, like a weird doll follows him around, and it won't be solved till season 2. That's the cliffhanger. A little girl runs into the new Nelson and Murdock and explodes. You're like, Deathstalker's mum. You have that scene where he pushes the kid down the elevator. Oh, you must be mistaken. I'm blind. Kristen's like, Matt, what are you doing? I don't know. You must be mistaken, Kristen. I'm blind. Mate, they don't even have that whole like dynamic of Kirsten believes Matt is 10,000% Daredevil.
She's great in the comics with that bit. Because every conversation they had is her being like, so you're going to go Daredevil him? And Matt's like, what are you on about?
She flashes him on...
Yeah, to prove he's not... But to prove he's bullshit about being blind, yeah.
There was that one... I love that scene there where she's saying, like, how she should make up, like, her own secret identity of... was it, like... the fuck did she say? Was it Kristen?
It was like Christina McDuffie, my own twin. And then he's like, I wouldn't recommend it.
Like, that's Matt's how you know she's the one.
That's how you know she's read Daredevil. I genuinely think, after all, like, the Elektra bullshit and Karen getting murdered and that in the comics, with Kristen, however you say it, he did build up a new life with her. He says in that Soul Run how it breaks his heart how he's had to leave her because he's got to go and do his Daredevil shit.
Like, they go more in depth with it later on when they finally show you what happened. Because I remember reading like, oh, what the fuck? Like, well, it doesn't like show you anything. It jumps straight into like a solid year or so later.
Yeah, because of Secret Wars, wasn't it?
Yeah, like, but like Foggy
2015
isn't on good terms. Kirsten's nowhere to be found.
He's on his complete own. That's another like strike against him killing Foggy. No matter what in Daredevil comics, he's always had Foggy. Like even when they're on the outs, he still helps him. They are fucking brothers by choice.
I really hope that he's not permanently gone.
Me too, mate.
Or else
I hope he was either a Skrull. I hope it was the Chameleon. Like trying to get information for a rival fucking lawyer. But Bullseye comes in and kills him. It's like that story I told you about. That thing I told you about the other day, that story idea for the Chameleon, like getting amnesia while he's pretending to be someone else. Forgetting he's the Chameleon. Like, he was pretending to be Foggy Nelson on the day Bullseye arrives to fucking kill Foggy Nelson. It just happens like the real Foggy's still tied up in Chameleon's headquarters somewhere.
It's like when Principal Skinner got stuck.
Yeah.
I started bouncing the basketball.
It's been a year. Like he's like, I had to eat the Chameleon's prosthetic masks to stay alive. Good thing he had literally fucking millions of them.
Surprisingly, they had protein. I do wish they would have done more with Kirsten, but they're just not. What if...
Yeah, it's still early, but...
this is another deep reference. What if Adam is Adam Warlock, but the time where he was him, and instead of having a massive crush on Lady Sif, he had a massive crush on Vanessa. So he was like trying to take her into space. But then he just settled to like shag her on Earth. He's like, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, he was like, I know about Adam, the fucking galactic messiah from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. You mean the gold one? What does he have that I don't?
This grim and gritty world where vigilantes get executed and Matt Murdock's struggling with his Christian guilt is the exact same planet where the talking raccoon teamed up with the robot-armed Russian mercenary and aliens invaded like 4 times and all the shit that's gone on. Matt's dealing with some dark shit while somewhere in space Howard the Duck is just fucking around. The difference in seriousness, the tone shift is fucking outrageous.
Is how it should be. You're gonna have like one extreme.
Like, Punisher's got a villain pissing on his family's graves, while Star-Lord's like making s'mores with his granddad or whatever. And
it's about fucking Groot is dancing to Mr. Blue Sky.
Yeah, this universe, man.
You also reminded me about like the Catholic guilt Did you notice how in the courtroom it felt like he was sitting in a church in that one scene?
Yeah, mate. Proper, like, it was just him in there. It was very slow and, like, thought-provoking. He was just... Because he's not been to church for a bit, has he?
I feel like
he just stands
it's like
outside
he's too ashamed too. Like he feels like he's not worthy.
Oh, because he's got something to confess now after trying to murder a man, even though it was Bullseye.
And Foggy too. Like that. I think that whole thing is just completely fucked.
Yeah.
Every aspect.
He definitely thinks it was his fault, doesn't he? That's why he's not Daredevil anymore. So yeah, sitting in confession with the priest. What if it's the priest who's like part of like the Order of the Dragon or whatever? Where the hell did that come from in that comic book, dude?
You know, and they had the gas everywhere, and they're like, "Oh no, we're protected." It's like, oh, okay.
The beast's fucking magic fart or something was pissing everyone off. They were like, no. This one the priest who Matt Murdock goes to just also happens to be an ancient Knight Templar of the religious crusades. And then he casually tells Daredevil, he's like, the 1700 vampire wars, that was us. The zombie dogs, we sorted that. And Matt's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Do you think they should do the Matt Murdock Vice mayor?
I think because Fisk knows he's Daredevil. I feel like, why has he done that?
Oh, you got retcon then,
because in the comic he didn't know anymore in the comic, yeah.
Yeah, because of
until like Devil's Raid,
Purple Children,
the Purple Kids, yeah. So if he did it in this, it's purely to like. Go ahead.
I was thinking about this the other day. Daredevil has suffered way more than Spider-Man. He never made a deal with the devil.
Exactly.
He has lost his only family, basically. I mean, his mother. I hated the way Mark Waid wrote her. But he has his mum still, I'm pretty sure. But he's lost like every single love interest. He's lost his best friend during Devil and Cell Block D.
One thing saying like he's got his mum, but she wasn't there for him getting raised. So like, yeah, it's his birth mother, but I wouldn't say it's his mum, if you know what I mean. Yeah, like she fucked off him during the convent. He was only raised by Jack, wasn't he?
I just like the even Mark Waid did the origin of fucking his mum.
Was it Mary?
The sister Maggie.
Was that a nun name? Maggie, that was it.
But
Maggie Murdock.
The Netflix show did it way better. Mark Waid, I couldn't stand Mark Waid's book because there's like this whole thing where Shuri was Black Panther and she's a total fucking cunt in the entire issue. Like she's like an actual asshole.
Yeah.
And they have to go to they had to go to for fuck's sake.
Where the fuck did they do that in the movie?
Mr. Rizzy. What are the how do you do, fellow kids?
The meme was old by the time the fucking movie came out.
Oh, that's what they always do that? Like Family Guy and Simpsons do that shit too?
Simpsons doing a Pokemon Go episode in like 2024, mate. What the fuck? Really? Cutting edge of pop culture, fellas.
But like they have to go to Wakanda. And I'm pretty sure all the nuns got arrested or some shit, so Matt has to go there. And he saves them all. And it's like she retells the origin. It's fucking shit. But yeah, it's like Sister Maggie in the comics, useless. So he's lost basically everyone. And he's never once gone like, Mephisto, I want to make a deal. Spider-Man loses his aunt. And not for the first time, by the way. And immediately goes, yeah, right.
Because Daredevil, mate, is written like a man. He takes fucking responsibility. He does what he needs to do. While Spider-Man, much as I love him, past 2005, written like a child on purpose to sabotage him.
I was thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, the last month or so Daredevil's my favorite character. Like
Modern day, certainly.
It's weird how I was like, yeah, actually, right now I prefer Daredevil over Spider-Man because of Spidey's had 20 years now almost of just god awful comics.
Just dog shit.
The status quo is horrible. The shows are horrible. The movies are horrible. Whereas Daredevil's okay, he's had this current run is shit, but before it was great.
Daredevil's performance in comics is fucking spectacular, mate.
The shows are perfect. I mean, this one's not perfect, but seasons 1 to 3.
Even this show not being perfect, it's still miles better than anything we've got from Spider-Man since 2006.
What do you think a Spidey show would look like under Disney?
Well, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
It's Drake and Josh with Ned Leeds.
It's literally, dude. It's you could even keep the cast, the friggin' Disneyfied characters, because it's all. Well, who would even be the villain? It would be something like the nasty, school janitor.
The living brain. Something like that.
I'll tell you what blows my mind, dude. Is that what's it called? Spidey and His Amazing Friends. The preschool show.
Where fucking Gloria Grant was Zendaya. Wasn't she in the Spidey comic?
I don't even know.
I'm too scared to get it up on my
It's no at the risk. But anyway, they're oh no, the Green Goblin's turning all the flowers into pumpkins. And you read the comics, it's oh no, the Green Goblin's fucked Gwen Stacy behind Peter's back and then executed her by throwing her off a bridge. Now he's going to do the same to his own son, Harry. It's whoa. Imagine being a toddler watching these Spider-Man shows.
I thought you were talking about the Spidey comic book where...
I'm on about...
the show.
I'm on about, the preschool show thing, where it's, they're all dead goofy and, It's
Could you imagine
Imagine being a toddler growing up with that, and they're I love that when I was little. There's comic books, let's have a look. And, you read it through the time the Goblin, had everyone murdered for looking at him funny and shit.
Could you imagine, hey, Dad, I just recently watched Spidey's Amazing Friends. You got any comic books? And the only one of Green Goblin he has is Sins Past. He's here you go.
Traumatized the poor kid, mate. The actual Spidey book I didn't bother with. The Spectacular Spider-Men had dropped after 3. I think Hammerhead was in Virtual World or something.
The Spidey book has horrible artwork. What was that one with... There was that... Is it Friendly Neighborhood? There was one run
tie into the cartoon.
But there was one where it was a book that wasn't set in the MCU, but changed around characters to fit into the MCU. I'm trying to remember what the fuck it was called. What about Trouble?
Yeah, what about Trouble, dude?
I saw a thing drawn by Chip Zdarsky where it was Uncle Ben going through a Doctor Strange portal, and then multiple versions of Dennis Carradine goes through a portal, and they all shoot him at once.
Nice. They're just going world to world, executing all the Ben Parkers.
Wait, Zdarsky's really fucking funny. It makes me so sad that he's just not gonna write ASM.
Yeah, he would have been the perfect one, dude. Did you ever read his Spectacular?
Yeah, the one with the that has a really good story.
Yeah, where he tells Jameson and that. That was when I think that was when he told JJ who he was. Yeah.
The kid was that was really sad.
Oh yeah, because he was helping him with his own work, and like the gangs got him or something.
Yeah, that reveal that actually hit hard. I'm trying to find this fucking issue of Michelle Jones, like Gloria Grant looking just like Michelle.
Ugh.
I typed up Michelle Jones and I got Michelle, the one that Chameleon sleeps with.
Nice.
Oh my god! What was it? It was that shitty time when they always made Spidey like look really like Tom Holland. I can't for the life of me think.
The Zdarsky Spectacular was also where he gets blasted back in time and helps Younger himself fight the Green Goblin. And there's a panel where he's wearing the polo shirt from the animated series.
Oh yeah, and the young Peter's wearing the Spectacular.
He's got the jumper. Yeah, mate, the blue jumper and the grey sleeves. Yeah, pal.
Yeah, because Zdarsky actually likes Spider-Man. Unlike
that's all
the writers.
It's mental though. That's literally all it takes to be good. And there's so many people who would want to do it, but they keep giving it to the shitters, mate.
It's because as long as Nick Lowe is in charge, we're cooked. Even like someone said, I can't remember who it was, but he works for Marvel. And he's like, they'll complain about One More Day. And he says something stupid like, oh, if there was a way for us to make more money, you think we wouldn't do that? Can you believe it?
No, mate, that's... In fact, yeah, because that is how their fucking mindset tumbles
the people,
now.
Like, how dense and how ignorant and you know, like, oh, we would do it. Well, then do it.
It's all just talk to keep you interested in it.
It's so annoying, mate.
So, I was going to say...
I find that issue for the life of me.
It'll come up.
It's going to bug me to the end of days.
I was going to say what the name of episode 4 is, and we were going to ask... we were going to have a conversation over what we think will happen. But I've noticed on the wiki it just says to be announced. So I guess we'll never know.
Well, I guess, I mean, what we can predict is somehow Matt might find out and he'll go to confront Frank about it. And then Frank's like, wait. No.
Yeah. Daredevil's executing Frank, dude. No.
I hope he wears the skull like in that one panel from Zdarsky.
Oh, yeah, mate. Yeah. I'm hoping we get some Frank finally. Like, I always thought when episode 1 aired and on the intro it comes up saying Wilson Bethel and then Punisher wasn't in it, I was like, that's bullshit, that's bullshit. But then I realised Wilson Bethel is Bullseye and not the Punisher. So like, oh,
who can't throw for shit, apparently.
Yeah. Because he's John Bernthal, Wilson Bethel. Yeah. So I was like, oh.
I actually really
that was
like
funny. He's a weapon, dude. Walking Dead season 2 is the best season.
I remember watching Walking Dead and the scene in the first episode, him giving it to Rick's life. I'm like, oh, wife's life. I'm like, oh, great.
Okay.
Like his sin. What is that? I love that fucking meme of him running.
Yeah, it looks like he's coming for you. Oh, shit.
It's like Micah Sin where he sees like unarmed wife. What is that?
Yeah, he sees a wedding ring on the woman's finger from a distance. So yeah, we don't know what the next episode's called.
Did you
We're
think
praying
that
it's got the Punisher.
the leg
Go ahead.
break scene's gonna be in this one?
I
Where he
don't know,
like takes the
because
mask and jumps on the guys.
surely we'll have a bit of a break from the courts for a little bit. I reckon he'll find out White Tiger's been killed, and he'll feel responsible because it was him who told the world that Hector was the White Tiger. But whether that leads him, well, it'll definitely lead him to more guilt because he's a Christian. But then, I don't know if he'll put the mask on yet. I'm praying they don't do that regular bullshit of like the last 30 seconds is Matt opening like his wardrobe.
Dude, they're gonna do it.
And pulling out the mask and then credits.
Mate, I bet you like the episode's gonna end where it's like that scene from the trailer where he opens up his secret like stash and he's
Sick
got
reference.
all the helmets. He's got all the helmets there. And
Yeah, it's gonna be that
end on the final frame. You reckon they'll have like sorry. You reckon they'll have like double D's in the background, like his like concept for his new suit? Like still man?
The billboard outside, like it starts raining, so a few of the letters on the neon sign flash out, and all that's left, the D and D.
Oh mate. I love in Punisher Warzone where he has to save Soap at the end. And it's like right in front of a church, and the church has a sign that says God saves.
Yeah.
And then it goes like all black. And all you can see is the Punisher logo and the letters of the neon sign saying God saves. And then God fades out and it goes, and it has like saves and then Punisher's logo. And then all you hear is
That's sick.
Punisher Warzone's actually like my favorite Punisher movie. It's really good.
What if, mate? It's the neon sign says Nelson and Murdock, and everything but the D from and the D from Murdock get blacked out. So it's D.
What if Kingpin as a peace offering to his wife goes, I booked you in for implants. They are double D. And then it cuts to Matt Murdock like putting on the costume.
She's looking at like the consent form, and then the whole paper just goes pure black, except the D to be continued. I was disappointed that there was no like banging credit music this episode. It was just the front. Right? 1 and 2 had sick, like fit the mood.
I gotta get free. I gotta get free.
The first one had that like that nice like sad friggin' staring at the sun or whatever it was called.
I've actually been playing that over and over and over and over again. It's like I don't know why it's been stuck in my head.
Got that in Fogwell's gym on repeat, mate.
Mate, you gotta walk slowly when you listen to it. Like you just like something just horrible happens.
You gotta feel the passion, mate.
It's like, you just missed your train and you start playing that song. And you start walking slowly along the platform.
Staring at the sun, standing in the sea.
It's fucking good, man. What
are your predictions for the next song? It's gonna be what's that friggin' song called? MGMT Pretend or something, because it'll be Spider-Man sitting in the schoolyard like the trailer for Homecoming. Yeah, exactly.
That one?
Yeah. is going to end with Spider-Man getting shot by the Punisher wannabe.
Or like, no, it's like the episode ends with Matt just absolutely destroying that guy's knee, and as soon as you hear like,
Yeah.
that's how it ends.
They've remixed the song, so instead of like the piano beeps, it's his knee cracking at different pitches. What do you reckon the title will be for the next episode, mate?
Oh, what was the listing? Oh, for fuck's sake.
It just
let me see if I
said
can find the list. It'd be like there was a listing, but it was out of order, I think.
Oh, yeah,
Daredevil.
because we said it was like Spider-Man the new animated series. No one knows what order to watch the fucking episodes.
It's funny how episode 1 was completely like a part of the rehaul. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure like these episodes, like episode 2 was meant to be episode 1, I think.
Yeah, I heard that. And they were just going to say Foggy's dead, but there was not going to like
no Karen
have specifics. Just no Karen, mate, no Bullseye. Frank wasn't going to return either until they redone it.
We've had optics,
Let me guess.
The hollow of his hand.
Episode 4, Original Sin.
Spelled with one Y, 2 N's.
The officers of McDuffie and Murdock get a strange new client.
Did you imagine? And then Cherry's such a CW character. Go, I got a bad feeling about this. Hey Matt, you seen what I'm seeing? I can't see. Yeah, right.
Oh.
So we've had Heaven's Half Hour, Optics, The Hollow of His Hand. So now there's With Interest, Straight to Hell.
Ooh.
I feel like it's going to be later on, though. Straight to Hell feels like a later on thing. That's going to be like when Frank kills the corrupt cops.
Oh, yeah.
Sick Semper System.
Oh, like Semper Fi type of shit.
And the Isle of Joy. Excessive Force.
Isle of Joy with Joy Mercado from the Daily Bugle.
Straight to... I don't even know what the fuck he's going to say. Straight to Hell with Malbosia. Fucking Spawn reference.
The Violator comes in. He's got to defend Violator in court.
And he starts just gooning to fucking Wanda. And then Matt's like, what the fuck are you... I can hear you.
I can smell that.
That scene is so cooked when he's like to Spawn, you got what you wanted? You saw Wanda. And he whips out a bikini photo of her. And his hand's like instantly in his pants. And then Spawn's like, I'm going to rip your fucking head off if you don't stop. So
why can't we have episodes called like
Force might be next.
Hit the Bullseye. Yeah, that sounds about right. If it's about him hitting back against the corrupt cops, or maybe Fisk is like because he kind of. Go ahead.
Episode name, Bullseye, huh?
How masked was my Margarita?
Top of the morning to you.
Oh fuck! Doctor Strange opens the portal. Deadpool's multiversal shenanigans brings Colin Firth Bullseye to the
what
MCU.
An intro song. I feel like Art for Art's sake is going to be all Muse, and I feel like that's going to be when he fights him. Isle of Joy, that could be a finale one, I think.
Was Muse Inhuman? They don't really go into his origins in the comic.
About it.
The Inhumans take him. He does at one point. Daredevil calls him the Inhuman serial killer, but I don't know if he means the serial killer of Inhumans or the serial killer who is Inhuman.
But the Inhumans took him because he killed
he killed more
a bunch.
Yeah, but he didn't just kill Inhumans either.
Yeah, he's fucking.
He's just a psycho.
That pain thing's actually just like grim. The sic semper systema. I have no clue
That
what that
sounds
could
like Punisher to me, because the military guys always say,
One
like,
batch, two
Semper
batch.
Fi and that, don't they? Nickel and dime. Still know what the fuck that means.
He just reads out that same children's book to all his victims. Oh wait, so sic semper systema translates to thus always to the system.
The system,
is
the
a-
legal system, mate.
It says, and is a phrase that, like sic semper tyrannus, thus always to tyrants, suggests that those who oppress or abuse power will ultimately face consequences or be overthrown.
Ah,
That is definitely Punisher killing all the fucking corrupt
hope.
cops. It has to be.
Gotta be. And I think that is that, mate. Bit later on this one, as we say, because, come out on Wednesday. And
Should
we
we have that
record them
frog
on Friday anyway. Oh, we can. Oh,
We-
we can play top of the morning to you. Now that it's been thrown out there.
Top of the morning to you, the frog one.
It's not a
Let's
frog remix of top of the morning to you.
Wait, what's the song called? Top of the morning to
It's
I saw
literally
it-
called top of the morning to you. It come up first when I
House
googled
of
it.
Pain or something.
Yeah, that's the one.
That could be our outro, like does WWE do that? I don't watch WWE.
The top comment on the YouTube video was about someone's dad being a wrestler. And how he used to come out to this.
We have been your panel pals. for
Your friendly
today.
neighborhood panel pal. The podcast without fear.
This has been Daredevil episode 3. What the hell is it called again? The hollow
In the
of his
hollow
hand?
of his head.
And where is the chorus of this song?
I don't think there is one. It's rap. I think he just keeps going.
Where's the top of the morning to you?
It's covered.
You Irish trash.
Takes off his skull cap, mate.
Yes, fun. We're the panel
Finally.
pals. Hope you've enjoyed watching, and we'll see you next time.
But Matt won't because he's blind.
Of course.